Yes, sir, chat. Off the hip. Raw after SummerSlam. It's your boy HD. Snake Eyes, Razor.
Everything in sight, whether it's in the bloodline or corporate. Walk me out there, laid a big smile, no handcuff our officers. Hold on, wait, I think they lost the script. We got some shooters. Pow. It's off the hip. Yeah. Oh, chilling at the head of the table where the boss is sitting, stunning everything in sight, whether it's in the bloodline or corporate. Walk me out there, laid a big smile, no handcuff our officers. Hold on, wait. I think wait. Script, we got some shooters. Pow. It's off the hip. Yeah. Chilling at the head of the table where the bosses sit, stunning everything in sight, whether it's in the bloodline or corporate. Walk me out the arena, big smile, no handcuff by officers. Hold on, wait. I think they lost the script. We got some shooters. Pow.
Man, Raw after SmackDown. Shout out to my man Voodoo out there in the chat, man. I see you, man. Raw was an 8 out of 10 for him. Shout out to everybody pouring in.
Facts.
Ooh, let's get into it. Let's get into it, y'all. I just want to ask, since that's the first comment right there, do y'all agree with that assessment before we get into the beginning segments of the show? 8 out of 10 for the whole show?
8.5.
Oh,
Put an extra little. I put a little more sprinkles on it.
Oh, all right, bet. I got some things to nitpick, so I'm gonna save my assessment for when I feel like I gotta weigh my shit out during the show, because I haven't really got a time to digest everything, but we're gonna get there, y'all. Ludwig opens the show.
He's back.
Ludwig is back. He introduces Gunther. Now, I'm not surprised they kept them, like, it looked like they was keeping them separate, but now they coming back together now. Not gonna lie.
He had broken ribs.
Nah, but even prior to that, I feel like we haven't really seen too much of them, like how Imperium used to be out there. But you right, them ribs kept them sidelined. But what I'm interested to see is, like, if Gunther got Ludwig by his side for this, it's gonna get spooky. Like, oh wait. But the more interesting part about this whole scenario is,
Gunther got pyro.
Oh, I feel like as the champion, it was kind of one of those things. I'm preconditioning, so I didn't really like. That's a good call right there. I didn't even really catch that he had pyro. Like, okay, boy, Gunther out there. But the more interesting part, did y'all see the Viper music hitting? Randy Orton's music hits.
That shit hit different in that Raw arena. That shit was going off in there.
When was the last time kid been home at Raw? How long has it been?
Shit in a minute. Honey, if I was in there singing that shit, like, yeah.
So was the city of Baltimore. That was love.
Facts.
It might have been a year since he's been on Raw, right? I think the last time we had Randy on Raw was when he came back.
He was on SmackDown during the whole Bloodline stuff.
Yeah, he showed up on that one Raw and then announced that he's going after the Bloodline. So it's been a while. Man, I'm not gonna lie. To me, that was shocking because I'm sitting there like, I'm thinking before he even came out, who they gonna have challenge Gunther? Then you hear that music. They get into the fact of what happened at King and Queens of the Ring.
Mm-hmm.
How y'all felt about their promo? They back and forth.
Let me ask y'all a question. Did y'all see that coming?
Nah. That was a very.
I had a feeling.
That was a great surprise.
I had a feeling we were going to get to Randy and Gunther eventually. I had no clue it was going to be this soon. I was thinking maybe after Survivor Series, before the Rumble, or one of those one-offs, maybe. Not right now.
I got to give y'all a shout out because y'all told me that Bash in Berlin is that. is not just no regular shit. It's one of those.
It
That's
could be.
already that is the first official match, right?
Hmm.
They're already up one crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
The only thing, like aside from the great surprise, the only thing I would have to nitpick at this is that
Hmm.
I'm surprised that they burnt this rematch out of them so quickly. And it's like this is literally Gunther's first offense within about to be
And,
2
and
weeks
and what's wrong with this?
that I feel like I in my eyes, I think Gunther gonna win, right? But
Yeah.
now I'm there for the
And what's
match at
wrong
this
with that?
point. I mean,
Let me ask
So
you a question. As far as the rematch concerned, HD, like you don't feel like you don't like you feel like they could have waited it out a little longer, type shit, before they ran the fade back.
yeah,
Okay.
so
I'm gonna
you'd
be honest
rather
with y'all. I'm gonna
have
be
only
totally
because
honest with y'all, and I'm not gonna lie. I literally forgot about what Gunter did to Randy. You know what I mean? So that kind of hit me. Like it kind of reminded me. I was like, oh, this makes sense. Now my nigga want that run back. I forgot about the pen shit and what happened. Like I forgot.
see, I don't
I
know if it
did.
was Razor or somebody was mentioning this to me yesterday
Yeah.
about that situation. So when I seen it, I already knew that's the end. And they was going back. They was also telling me about what Triple H said that they got. I forgot that Triple H said that too. That
the
they're
rest
gonna
calls the
get
rest
they
call.
not they're gonna get they're gonna get they run back, right?
Hmm.
So like again, that's why I was very surprised. But to be honest, like I said, going into it, I don't feel like Randy's gonna win that match. Now, if he wins that match, I'll be surprised on top of surprise on top of surprise. But I'm going into just you feel me? I'm
I
going
feel
into
you.
watch and enjoy the match at this point. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
Mm.
I'm looking at this similar to how we just looked at Priest and Gunther. You putting Gunther against that dude. We giving you the litmus test now. Can you give us what they all see in you? We're giving you the best right now. It so happens that you owe him one on top of that. So have at it, kids. But what was very telling for me was Randy's promo leading up to everything.
Hmm.
Gunther, you call yourself a living glorified legend. I've made a living out of killing them.
Mm.
Randy is in his zone. He knows he's in for a fight, and he's trying to match that energy.
But I could
And
follow that up. What
like you
Gunter
say,
said to him: "If them voices in your head said you could see me, them voices in your head is
All
lying."
right.
Like,
Yeah,
nah,
they're wrong.
they're
Right.
wrong. Like, and
And
nah, but radio did reference like classic shit. Like, nigga, you talk about you wanted them. Like, well, let's have a Flair versus who did he mention? He mentioned like Flair
Flair
Steamboat.
versus,
Steamboat,
yeah, he mentioned some of that sort. Like, so
I'm up
nah,
there.
yeah,
I could
they could
put
be
that
going for
match
that
over. Can you?
five-star match, HD, like you saying, like a classic.
Yup. That's what I think is gonna be right there. A classic.
Damn, that's gonna
Could
be a
y'all
fun
see
match
a
to watch.
could y'all see a situation where Gunter got too excited for winning and he could lose it already to Randy?
Nah, I think he's going in to prove a point. Like he said, that win against Randy left a little stain on him. So I think he's going in wanting to get a decisive victory. Like
And Randy ain't afraid to get the sneaky wins by any means necessary.
kind of something similar like what we seen with Damian Priest, right? Like when he rolled up Randy Orton, it was like a backslide pin, and the shoulders came up or whatever the case may be. It was once a variation of those pins. The shoulder was up. He
Hmm.
finished Damian Priest with the sleeper hold.
Right.
Like I think if he gets into that bag with Randy Orton, like puts the Viper to sleep,
He
it
will be
don't
definitely testing that man well when he put that sleeve on him. For fact, Randy.
Is it
Randy
too soon
told
to
him though, you
predict
don't. I want you to
possibly?
see the RKO coming too. I want you to see
oh
it
yeah.
coming.
Yeah, that was tough.
Is
He
it
said
too?
that too.
Is it too soon to think that Mr. Giovanni Vinci might come back to haunt Gunter in his homeland?
That'd be crazy. I
Mm.
Because
mean,
he's still
that's
looming
another
around too.
Mm.
And last we saw, Gunther technically kicked him out the faction.
Now remember, I told y'all my theory is the other guy turning on him,
Ludwig.
Ludwig.
Kaiser.
And I understand, I get it, the introduction, I get it, but
That's
if I
the
had to
more money
pick,
match for me because there's no
yeah,
shot. Like how can Giovanni come back like more dom? He was already a brolic dude,
Well,
right? He was already yoked. Like
but
what?
when Imperium the tag team was doing their shit, it was just that it was Kaiser and Vinci. Gunther was nowhere to be found during their tag team runs.
Mm-hmm.
So they already had that brotherhood right then and there. Him
yeah.
seeing that happen, I could see Snake's theory as well as maybe Ludwig causing him. But they're both pulling up on him.
It was a moment where sometimes Gunther was kind of like little man in them too. Like, man, you know what I'm saying? And like, what if Ludwig is on some like, the only way I could prove that I'm really like that, I got to do it against you, because I'm not gonna get it from no one else on the roster. So I had to do this to show that I'm one of them, and I got to do it against you while you're the champ.
Pat McAfee kind of touched on that too during that match with Sheamus.
Yeah, Bash in the Berlin. When is that?
The end of the month.
Yep, the end of the month.
That shit gonna be right here in no time. In no time.
I mean,
And
And who knows if
that's
it's gonna be strictly Raw or we get some SmackDown on it too.
that's a good transition to the next match. We had Sheamus versus Ludwig. You know what I'm saying?
mhm.
Again, me personally, I felt like this match, like they've been having Sheamus in these long fought matches. Pete Dunne came in through a distraction, and Sheamus still picks up the victory on Ludwig. I thought this would have been Ludwig time to like pick up this victory right here, even with the help from Pete Dunne. You know what I'm saying? But they gave it to Sheamus. How y'all felt about that?
I don't like this is what you do with his return. Like, put him in a match where you win something. Get that momentum back. Don't waste him on the story between Sheamus and Pete Dunne.
Mm-hmm. What you thought about that, Snakes? Ludwig taking that L right there to Sheamus.
um, Bash in the Berlin, wouldn't it be a good setting for them to get their fade out the way?
Yup, and then Ludwig, if he come out on top, he'll definitely look strong right there over Sheamus in that spot.
No, I'm talking about Sheamus versus Dunn.
Sheamus versus Gunther at Berlin.
No, Sheamus versus Pete
Pete
Dunn
Dunne.
Oh, Pete Dunne, Pete Dunne.
at Berlin.
Oh
They
yeah,
settled their situation.
they got to get their stuff off
Yeah.
now. But then it's like Razor saying though, now what we do with Ludwig, right? Like
Hmm.
he kind of become, unless next week they could right the wrong,
Uh,
but they saying Sammy versus Braun Breaker next week, so it don't look
two
like
out
we'll
of three
get
falls.
2 out of 3 falls.
That was announced right before the WYATT match.
See, look, new
That's
detail.
that's gonna be great. That might be the whole third hour right there. Maybe longer.
So we got
I have a
about
theory on that match next week too. Might get
we
the
got
broom
about
ready. Might be a sweep.
mm,
They'll milk it to a 2-1, knowing them. I'd be shocked if it's a 2-0, to be honest.
I mean, then you got, I guess, 2 weeks to kind of build like a surprise like competitor for Braun Breaker. Guess you could slide Ludwig in if he gains momentum in 2 weeks after next week. But this would have been a good chance to give him some momentum. You know what I'm saying, going into the next few weeks for Berlin. But we gonna see what happens with Ludwig right there. I know y'all caught that Wyatt vignette, right? Right after that, bro.
Absolutely. The best one?
Not gonna lie, that shit just gives me like it gives you a I don't know what's the term or words I'm looking for, but you kind of sit back for a second and reflect, like, damn, life really go by fast, bro. Like it kind of
Mm,
like, you know what I'm saying? Like you start to dwell on like it makes moment real, makes the moment real, bro. Seeing Bray on the screen like that, seeing
mm.
all of that history there.
Mm.
And then they go back to it started 11 years ago. Like they just hit it out the park with that presentation and that vignette right there for me.
That kind of told us that they were going to get something special for the main event because this being the 11th anniversary of their debut in this very city. Much like when the debut of the WYATT 6 was the debut to the day of the Fiend.
Man, then we get we could go into it later, but we get some more stuff from that. You know what I'm saying? To me, I think once again, just to say it again, they hit it out the park with that one. Right after that, we got Priest coming out hot. My boy storming out to the ring.
Facts.
That man on a mission.
Bring that ass here, boy. So I can whoop that ass.
No, he wasn't playing no game with Prince.
I'm gonna be real with y'all. I didn't want to see nothing other than what we seen. After what happened to him, I didn't expect nothing but that energy. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. And it's kind of giving me like a little mixture of what we see with the Punk and Drew, kind of like you costing me the title, but this is more like
It's personal now.
Right, like you know what I'm saying. So I really enjoy what they going, and it's kind of like what we touched on that moment last year, 7 years. Finn Balor could have captured the championship from Seth Rollins. Who comes out and distracts Finn Balor? Damian Priest. Senor Money in the Bank.
Yo, him having them fouls on deck was fire. Like, bro, just stop acting like niggas did you wrong, bro. You been moving funny, my nigga. I held it down for a whole year with you too, bro. I ain't just, you know what I'm saying, a whole year, bro. Like, stop playing, man. Like, and you know what? Take it how you want it. Cause guess what? I got everybody with me. Like, yo, Finn really he did
And
his
it
thing
was
in that
that
promo today. He did his thing in that promo, bro.
Finn
JD
produced him out.
Madonna,
The
He
Finn
sold
produced
me
that
Carlito,
shit.
Carlito. He sold me Carlito again. Everybody. He sold them niggas again to me. Like,
Dominic
yo,
Mysterio, and his Toxica, his Sucia, Liv Morgan.
And they
man.
look like
And
we're
that,
having
that visual
fun.
was cold.
Yeah, bro. Like this look like a Judgment Day that's having fun. Like
Yeah. Talk.
it look different. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It looked real different. Like for the past few months, we've seen dissension, a little tension. Ever since the Money in the Bank situation a year ago, right? Like ever since then, things been a little bit shaky. This look like they're about to have fun with this Judgment Day. And
You know,
I don't know.
you know what the Judgment Day reminds me of? It reminds me of what Bullet Club used to be.
Mm,
Much like Aces and Eights and Management Mafia back in TNA with them, and even NWO back in the days. The family takes you out, and when they take you out, you are excommunicated from the group. Dom excommunicated Rhea, Finn excommunicated Damien.
Mm.
And as much as what Judgment used to be is no leaders, when Priest first said, I'm the leader, and Finn gave him that look, folks then thought Rhea was the overall leader. But let's tell you right now, it's been me since day one. You just didn't realize it.
mm.
He also touched on something we
Y'all wanted
said,
the
like
Prince back.
we said like, bro, ever since you got that title, like shout out to you, like he's definitely stepped his game up, Damian Priest for sure. But his ego went up too. You know what I'm saying? And like for you to even be
Mhm.
thinking you could yoke me up, bro. Do you know who I am? Like, what? Like him yoking Finn up was wild. Like that's the demons. That's the like he's you playing with fire, boy.
Y'all wanted the Prince back.
Yeah. When did this
He's
shit
back,
become like
folks.
somebody leading this shit and somebody's the man? Like when did this shit become that, bro? Like, but it's
Now,
cool.
y'all think
So now, but
y'all y'all think that Damian Priest and Rhea gonna start their own little faction, or they gonna attempt to try to run through that Judgment Day just them two?
mm,
Jay and Sammy.
you want to get to that now.
Hmm?
Get to it.
Our boy main event Jay is still gonna come try to play Cat Save a Hoe.
Mhm.
Mommy, I'll come to your aid. We'll save you. I said hi anyways.
So they're gonna get they're gonna
It,
give him a short-term fix.
it'll be fun for what it is. If they're going that route now, I'm kind of less excited about where they could go at Bad Blood.
Well, check this out. You got Sammy and Jay talking about possibly going after the tag belts.
Mm-hmm.
We
Yeah.
see we see who just won the tag belts, right?
Why you don't seem so happy about that, Razor?
Cause no, but think about it. You seen who just won the tag belts from the other side.
Mm-hmm.
So we take Sammy getting a whack for Jimmy to come back or what?
They might have a different rollout for Jim Jim. I don't know.
Uh-uh.
I was born
So
to kill.
here's my theory on this.
Uh huh.
Much like we touched on after SummerSlam, or like I touched on in one of them, I thought I was crazy, but Paul Heyman doing some work behind the scenes. He's probably in Jimmy's ear right now. He's definitely in Jay's ear because Jay recently told some folks in an interview that Jimmy's on his way back and some other shit. So the wise man is doing his work.
All right.
But again, Sammy might be the sacrificial lamb in all of this.
I will say this: Judgment Day, their storyline just took a whole another turn to another level. That shit is must see. It was already must see, but it's really, really like even when we get to what happened at the end. I mean, towards the end, that segment was up. That was top shelf. Like
I,
this Finn shit with niggas going at each like this shit. I ain't know we needed this shit. This shit fire. I ain't know we needed this shit.
my thing is that they could have cut some stuff out of the show overall to make room to. Cause I personally felt that Dom should have had his own segment because he undoubtedly stole the second biggest story in all of WWE this past Saturday at SummerSlam. He made himself the number two story, second to Roman Reigns. He put himself on that pedestal. He should have got his own segment.
But check it out though. It's always the next week. And
Mm,
check it out, man. Rhea put her
Mm-hmm.
hands on her, but Dom came and saved her again. Saved her. You know what I mean? So
I'm just saying the way that crowd was feeling tonight, you should have gave him that because they was already going there already. You want to leave the show with the overall moment. This is the fall off from SummerSlam. That crowd would have been white hot for that.
I think his moment was like when Finn revealed they all was together and he was just there with Liv. Like I think that was like a that's another slap in the face. Niggas ain't know that these niggas was in cahoots. Like
I
that.
think like they touched on once upon a time with Liv and Finn in the car. Folks had a
Mhm.
theory about everything. It's just Carlito was a big surprise and all that. It's like, whoa, you in
Secret
this
boss,
too?
my guy. What's up, champ?
Yeah, so yeah, Carlito was definitely the biggest surprise with everything.
Crazy. I
Yeah.
see you out there.
But again, like I said, next week is another week. Texas crowds have been notoriously questionable. So again, maybe that Latin American crowd will probably give Dom deeper boost in Baltimore, Maryland. But again, let's see what they do with everything else around it.
I ain't
What
gonna
like
lie too. Y'all peeped how Liv helped. Like obviously she tangled up with Dom, but they really been plotting this out. She over there helped Finn escape the Razor's edge. She started stomping on Damian Priest. Like,
bro, that visual of them punching on Damien, bro, is wild. Like Dom and like them niggas really jumping him, bro. Like niggas is fed up with that nigga. Like they really was punching on this nigga. They was a crew. Like that's wild. Like
Like I said, to
they
me,
really
it
strong.
screams OG Bullet Club. the the club will deem you not worthy to stand toe to toe with them.
Nah, they handled him like a pack of dogs. You know what I'm saying?
Facts,
For sure.
bro.
But you know that's a little we jumping ahead a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna bring it back for them and all that. Right after that segment that we initially talking about, that Finn was talking to Damian Priest from behind stage and all that. We get the Lyra Valkyria versus Shayna Baszler match. You know what I'm saying? I think I see what they be trying to do with Lyra, like they be putting her on TV and all that. But I think they could find a, maybe after this next paper PLE and all that, they could find a better role for her. You know what I'm saying? They had her pick up the victory by disqualification. You had Zoe Stark and Sonya Deville break up the match. I see what they doing though. Like they really trying to build Sonya Deville. Do they got a name for their faction?
No name for them, but to answer the match earlier, I think this match was them writing her off of this altogether and to get something new because this is all to introduce this new faction versus Damage Control.
Right.
So,
Sexy bitches. I'm screaming crazy.
but you got any word on that?
Nah, but again, I think they could be a dominant faction because they got what it takes. You know what I'm saying? They got the looks, they got the aggressive and ring style. The mic work could use a little, the promo work. It could use some working, but I think the more they continue this do with the damage control, again, this should be entertaining. You know what I'm saying? Damage control comes in later
I
on
mean,
of, you know what I'm saying, and interrupts. We'll get
Shane
that.
is not bad on the mic if you have some direction.
Yeah, they
I just
came
want to
in
say that I
on
like what
action.
they doing with like I agree with you. I like what they're doing with Sonya Deville. I think Sonya Deville gives Shayna and Zoe some like flair about them. Like you know what I'm saying? She adds some sauce to them. Like I like what she brings. You know what I'm saying? I like what
My
they got going on. So,
my thing with Sonya is, like I said, Shayna should probably be the mouthpiece and let Sonya be like that silent killer.
Mm.
She don't gotta say nothing. Zoe can be like the little like rabbit pit bull like dog in the bag. Shayna can be the controlled mouthpiece that can choke you out whenever she feels like it, and Sonya will just be just silent and deadly. Put them on some like Charles Angel shit.
I think they already all come out together. Once they give them that real like a damage control presentation where they all have like, again, like I said, the presentation, the name, the song, the lights going on for them, it'll be a different feel and look.
And it's got potential. It's got potential.
Nah, I do. And I like, again, once again, I like the story that they telling. Like, these are, if I'm not mistaken, these are the only two woman factions on the roster, though.
Yep.
So
okay.
yeah, it's a fight for dominance
Well,
right
I mean,
here.
if Metaphor
I'm
NXT
glad you
adds
pointed
someone
that
else,
out,
and
AJ.
maybe
I think
them.
that was very informative what you just pointed out because I didn't even look at it from that perspective. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I
I'll
was
Jimmy,
thinking
say,
thank you,
about
man.
that when I seen it.
yeah, that's
I
very
mean,
important.
we could throw the big three out the window, right?
Who you talking about with Naomi and them?
Yeah, we could throw them out the window of being a
Yeah, they
trios,
ain't.
right?
Nah.
Okay. Um, let's see. Maybe Aladon, Alba Fire, and Blair Davenport, but let's see how they follow up with that.
Right, that could
Nah,
be
we talking
something
about
right there.
actual female
Okay,
factions.
so
Current,
so then them two.
yeah. Nah, yeah.
'Cause for the most part, we seen damage control running wild, right? Like they was the only female force basically running SmackDown. And now they over on Raw. So now you got somebody that's like, hold on, y'all not about to come over here and run things over here. You know what I'm saying? So I
Hmm.
like what they doing with that right there too. How y'all feel about the final test? I mean, it's midnight. Is the new day over? It's midnight over here. They might be waiting to midnight for you, man. It's midnight. It's midnight. I think the new day is supposed to be over with. That's what you know what I'm saying, Carrying Cross is claiming by the end of the night,
Yo, can we start giving Karrion Cross his flowers? He didn't
bro.
totally like should be coming to life, man. You know what I mean? What he wanted out of Xavier Woods, I think he's finna get.
Let's just jump to the ending of that match. Cause do y'all even care about what happened during the match?
I missed the
Um,
match. I just caught when you know what I mean what happened happened.
then yeah, we could jump to it because I feel like it was,
It was a big debut. Yeah, somebody that we
yeah.
was waiting for to. And I want to ask y'all this question too. This person was drafted by Raw 2 years ago.
Something like that. Yeah, a long time ago.
So what took them so long to bring this brother up?
My theory, it could have been similar to a Dijak situation, but one was willing to wait while the other one just said, "Nah, I'm out." Because again, with his specific character, especially with Triple H, what he thinks, you want to give it every opportunity to succeed. Had they brought him up when he would have been brought up, he would have fell right into the Vince bullshit. He probably wouldn't even be there right now. So he probably trusts Triple H. Said, "Hey, I'm gonna hang back. I'm gonna trust you, and I'm gonna hold you to your word." And now we could be seeing the fruit of that.
Like if that's really the case, like they try to find the
That's
best
just my
situation.
theory.
No, but I like it though. Like you know, you trying to find the best case scenario for your talent. You know what I mean? You want to put them in a good spot, and you don't want to rush it. Yeah, the time go by, niggas is you know what I mean, wondering, but then it finally comes
Well,
through,
say,
and
just give me a chance.
it came right together like a situation where you can be implemented and it's like seamless. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I fuck with it. I fuck
And
with
then
it.
another part of the thing too was that they was talking about putting Odyssey Jones with the Hurt Business. Now a lot has changed from then and then. You know what I'm saying? So they was creative for him, and then that shit just ain't fall through. So they really ain't know what to do with him after a while. You know what I'm saying? That's
Hmm.
the unfortunate part. But I think, to be honest, like I seen some of his work on NXT and 205 Live. Like, funny enough, he was on 205 Live, right? Like, but I've seen him on those programming, and bro, to me, he looked great on Raw. Like, this is the best.
There's something there if you
Yeah,
know what to do with them.
yeah. Like, I can't wait to actually see when he's in the ring what it's gonna look like. An actual match. I
I just
envision
called for
like
him and
tag
Bronson Reed already. Could I just call for him and Big Bronson?
team. Which we need to get into that too, because that's one of the
Did we skip that?
yeah,
Oh,
we
that's a
did
good
because we
segue. That's a
jumped.
good segue to the.
Yeah, because we jumped from the Final Testament
Yeah,
backstage
I thought
segment.
about. Are we missing something?
So we did. So right before after that happened, Gable took Ivy Nile away from talking to Maxine. He teased a new group name for them. You know what I'm saying? And then CM Punk comes out to the ring.
Hmm.
Now this was my high point of this whole segment from start to finish. This was my favorite part.
Take it away. Come on, let me know.
Yeah, go ahead.
Punk comes in a rather somber tone. He says he's happy. He's happy because he's basically in a place he hasn't been in over a decade. But he's mad he lost. He's doing a very interesting, uh, I guess we can call it a hype. He's trying to hype stuff up or whatever about being knocked down, getting back up. Seth comes out like this is some personal shit. But I really care too much about their back and forth because, again, we know that's going to be special. I was very intrigued to Drew coming out and still poking the bear.
Well, remember, CM Punk said he wants round two because Drew said he was gonna make sure that he
I'm
wasn't.
saying I didn't think Drew would be there today. I thought he would have either had a pre-tape or he just wouldn't have addressed it at all.
Okay, I got you. I felt like right after he said that, I'm like, okay, it's so I didn't expect like Seth to come out right away. And I ain't gonna lie, like that outfit for Seth, that all black, that's what it
Yeah,
is. Yeah,
yeah,
where you get
yeah.
that, bro? Like the tassos on the,
He came
you
out
know what
like
I'm
he was
saying?
serious, like he wanted to fight.
Yeah. Like I'm digging that. You
And
know what I'm
Punk
saying?
said, "Hey, if you want to fight, step in this ring. Let's go."
But what did Drew tell Punk? He still has the bracelets with
Wow.
his stupid dogs.
And, and that's what flipped the switch.
Yeah,
What?
man.
He
I
said the
mean,
stupid
he
dogs.
up, bro.
Like,
Until you really get that, bro. Like he up, bro. He up.
soon
It's like Red and Debo from Friday. My grandmama gave me this chain.
Crazy said I heard Punk was still hurt. We know Seth it. Oh, and then we gonna get into that. We see Punk storm out the ring, get into the crowd chasing after Drew, right? Then another surprise of the night, Bronson Reed. He mentioned earlier to Adam Pearce, how you gonna put Sheamus in a match when
I
I'm the
whooped
one?
his ass last week.
Yeah, I won. All right, I gotta create my own path. His path is
And I
attacking.
apologize. I apologize. This was actually my favorite part. I
Man,
thought it was all messed together. I forgot about the stuff in between.
I
he come.
love the way they rolled into this, bro. I love the way they rolled into this. From you talking about CM Punk going into the crowd, you know what I'm saying? And then boom, like he destroyed Seth.
Not
Demolished
one,
him.
not two, not three, six tsunamis.
The last one was the best one. Everybody was trying to hover over Seth, and then they had no choice but to move. Like, well, we're not getting hit by this. Like, that was the best part. I was like, man, that's
The whole
insane.
time, Michael Cole's going, "For the love of God, get him out of the damn ring!"
I see Bronson trying to take a page out of Braun Breaker book. You just going, take it in your own hands, huh? You know what I'm saying? Take shit into your own hands. This is going to be the biggest spot Bronson Reed has had in his career by far.
Now
And like
again,
you going at a top dog. We gonna see what you made of.
hear me out. Hear me out. Randy Gunther, Berlin. Do you throw Bronson and Seth there too? You have the guys that are pegged to be the future on this inaugural show in Berlin. You could potentially have 4 or 5 matches where it's the old guard versus the new. Everyone's getting a litmus test.
Mm. I'm listening. I'm for the listen. I think Seth got to get his get back. He's not letting this go. Like I know you want to get at punking him, but nigga, you got another. Listen,
This, this,
this man just
this,
embarrassed you.
when that match happens, it's going to be fun to watch.
He, he made Seth suffer internal injuries, internal bleeding.
Yo, six of
Seth
them
def
joints though. Six is wow. I'm not laying
That's
there
a
for you to
lot
do
of
that
beef
six
coming down
times, bro.
too.
I'm not letting you do that six times on the top
now.
roster,
Now,
bro.
my question to y'all is right. I think I'm gonna pencil this in like this. I don't know if they go Drew and CM Punk again at Berlin, and if they do, I still see them being penciled in for Hell in a Cell at Bad Blood.
No, see, I'm
No,
with you on the bet of the Hell in a Cell Bad Blood. I would like for
so
them to skip Berlin and let's continue to build to that. Me
Yeah,
personally,
do not again. That has to be bad blood.
right?
The next match. But hear me
so
out.
now
Instead of Hell in a Cell, what if for the second time in WWE history we get the 3 stages of hell? First, maybe a street fight. Then maybe a submission match or whatever. Match 3, Hell in a Cell.
I wouldn't be mad at that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at that either. That's
The only
crazy.
other time that did that was Triple H versus Shawn Michaels. We never seen it since.
Who's running
Ironically,
it right
I
now?
believe it
Who's
was
running
Bad
shit
Blood
right
as
now?
well
Triple H and
20
Shawn
years
Michaels.
ago.
That's crazy.
Okay, that could have been 20 years ago.
And I'm asking all that because do we save Seth and Punk for WrestleMania?
Absolutely.
You could, yeah. I wouldn't be mad
Remember
at
where they're
that.
gonna be? They're in Vegas, guys. Come on.
Save the money matches for the big money days. You
Oh,
can probably, especially if you do the Bronson Reed stuff. I'm still not ruling out, though this man's going to say otherwise. I'm not ruling out Seth Rollins getting the run back one more time with Roman Reigns before we get to Funk.
Yo, let me ask y'all because
Mania is a long time away.
it is, but that's going to lead into my next question, right? WrestleMania, how does that feel for y'all?
which one?
Like the one that just passed, does it feel like 5 months for y'all?
It doesn't.
It
It's
was
been
only
five
like
months.
3-4 months ago
Yeah, Roman.
It's been
Hold
five
on. So, all right. So Roman was going for how long?
since Mania.
for
Yeah,
five
since
So
months.
Mania.
didn't they say it was 120 days?
120. That's 6 months.
That's how long Cody's been champion, 118, right? And Damian Priest.
Somewhat, yeah.
I'm gonna be
So
honest.
that's
I
how
got
many days.
SummerSlam over WrestleMania.
Now in 5 more months, it will be January. That's Royal Rumble time.
Rumble.
I feel like the next 5 months is gonna fly by, bro. I'm gonna be
Oh,
real.
easily.
Royal Rumble is shaping up to be one of the greatest of all time.
Hear me out. The NFL starts in 30 days. We are 1 month from the NFL. Half of that is Thanksgiving. What's also Thanksgiving? Survivor Series.
Mhm. Yeah.
So this is the quick, and it's not a bad thing, but this is the quickest wrestling time has flown for me because everything is so watchable. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, you hit it right on the money.
Time flies when you're having
This
fun.
shit is making time fly by because you so like looking forward to this shit that weeks is flying. Like you know what I'm saying? Like they are like we are really growing with WWE. This shit's crazy. These niggas, these niggas got a hole in our lives, man. Hey, Triple H, man, keep doing your thing, man. You guys are locked in. We loving everything, man.
And he's still in first gear, which is the scary part.
And you know
Right.
what's crazy too, though? Like, it's enough content
Just wait
out
till
there.
Netflix.
Yo, I'm telling you, it's enough content out there that they throw on Twitter. Wonderful podcasts like our own right here, off the hip. You know what I'm saying? Just giving out content. So
Well,
it's
also,
like,
like we touched on a while back, HD, the stuff on Twitter with speed could possibly transition to maybe a kick, twitch, or rumble.
it could. That so man, Bronson Reed destroyed Rollins, and then we had that's when we get into the New Day and AOP segment. Odyssey Jones, we spoke about the debut.
Now, here's
Um,
what I think about Odyssey Jones real quick. Um, it's obvious that once we go to they go to backstage with that, Kofi touches on that they first clicked up back at NXT. Woods was completely taken aback by that. So we know that our boy Karrion Kross gonna get furthermore in his ear. Now we're gonna see what we wanted to see for the last few months, and which would be again the ultimate dissension of the New Day. And I'll go as far as saying it'll probably be maybe at a Bad Blood, maybe Survivor Series, and it's likely going to be in front of Big E himself.
I'm with you though. It's definitely going. It's going up.
Because
And is y'all ready
no
for this?
group
Like
has
this is like
lasted
they're
10
gonna.
years.
Yeah.
I,
You
I
think the people are ready to
They're going to
receive?
have kids crying in whatever stadium they do that in.
Yeah,
it
I was just
needs to
gonna like
This
happen.
is a
ask you
group
that.
of crying.
Y'all think they ready to receive them in a different light? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think if anyone's going to turn heel, Woods makes the most sense because he's that much better at selling everything. He's that much nicer on the mic. There's certain shit, once he gets in a groove, he can probably get away with some shit because he has that tone to him like, all right, I can see that. Kofi sounds too passive with it. Big E's just too damn nice. He first debuted as a heel, that didn't work. And once he turned babyface, it was all rainbows and sunshines and greener pastures.
Now, do
I
y'all
think
see
like
Xavier joining the Testament, or he gonna be on his own?
I can see him joining,
but
and
not right
and
away though.
uh,
Not right away.
he'll be called. You
Like
said right
not
away,
right
Snake.
away. Yeah, I don't think it'll be right away though. Like when he turn on him, he might, you know what I mean, do it for his own reasons. The carrier might pull up on him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying?
And then and that'll probably be something we see at a big four. Like I said, once everything's broken up for good, Big E will probably be ringside, and Woods gives that ultimate fuck you to the New Day.
But I'm glad that you touched on that about it. Like, who's the person that's possibly turned heel? Like, why you saying like it's good that it's Xavier and it's not Kofi
He makes the
turning
most
heel?
sense to me.
Yeah.
It needs to be that way too. Like, in my opinion, I think you need Xavier to be the one to grow. Like Kofi already had his moment. I think
Mm-hmm.
Xavier, he had when they introduced him, he was out there tagging with like all truth and shit, right? Before this whole New Day shit, he
Mm-hmm.
was tagged with all truth, and then they kind of had him floating around. Then they did the New Day stuff. So I would like to see how he is
And
in this.
guess what? New Day started as heels.
Yep.
Who was in the zone? Woods,
Yeah,
who's
he was the
always
one.
been the vocal mouthpiece of New Day. Woods.
He was the front man. Yeah, he was the front man in the back, in the promos, the vignettes, in the ring. I mean, arguably too, he had some of their like funnier moments in terms of like the Francesca shit, just doing something
It, it,
nuanced out there. You know what I'm saying?
it was him and Big E up here, and then Kofi is down here. As far as overall charisma within the three of them, two of them
Yeah.
were vastly more energetic and lively than the other.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing against Kobe because again, Kobe's that dude. It's just there's hierarchies to everything. Everyone has their limits.
And I want to be real. Credit to them brothers for like where the business is at right now, and with everything going on, and everybody being box office players. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta find a way. You know what I'm saying? However you can advance your, you know what I'm saying? Who you are. You know what I'm saying? I feel like with them going this direction, it puts eyes on them again. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think
Exactly.
I think the best things the Usos ever did was stop wearing the face paint. Now that's not being disrespectful to the face paint, but they were too colorful at the time. You know what I'm saying? When they
mhm.
stopped with
Yeah.
the face,
To me, it felt like they were containing themselves.
just a bit, right? Like, and you know what I mean? It felt real merchandise wise, like, oh, we need to have them for the kids. Like, they got this real pop color,
And,
like,
and that's fine. They're bringing in good money in that, but everybody knew and they knew that they are so much more than just that. And look what we got 10, 15 years later.
bro. When they went to SmackDown and started doing that whole Uso Penitentiary Day One lockdown,
that that reinvented themselves. Like everyone knew there was nice, whatever, but that
yeah,
skyrocketed them.
their promo game was crazy. Like you look at that, and then some of the stuff, like I don't even really remember them talking like that when they had the face paint.
And just think like during that time, them and New Day, that's what carried WWE. Not the world title picture. The tag team titles is what carried WWE during them years.
Yeah, so I think that'll definitely benefit Xavier Woods to get gritty. You know what I'm saying? He just, and I ain't gonna lie too. He's brolic too. That when he had
He
that,
put some size.
yeah, he could. He when remember that King of the Ring run we was talking about before when he had
Yeah.
those mat, like he could get in that bag for sure. He could definitely show out in the ring. But yeah, that he seemed to he Xavier seemed like he was gonna get mad, and then Otis and Cesaro popped in. They seemed to
But
be like, you know what I'm saying?
back to what I was saying earlier about the whole Odyssey Jones stuff. If I'm Xavier Woods and Kobe's telling me that, I'm feeling insulted on levels that you can't imagine. You bring this man in, you're essentially telling me that you're replacing our brother Big E with him. You're forcing this young man to fill shoes that you cannot fill them. You gonna do this to us? Really? All right, bet. You were giving this man fuel to want to fuck you over. So when he turns, he'll say, "You did this to the family, not us. You broke the brotherhood up. You
Mm.
can't replace E. There's only one E. There's only three guys in the New Day. Nobody else."
Now, on the flip side, I think Kofi and Odyssey would be a good tag team, though. It'd be entertaining to see.
It would. And I'm sure Woods will have fun going ham on both of them.
You know what's a team that should break up? The next two teams that was in the next match, A-Town Down Under and Awesome Truth.
By the way, just one more thing I want to say on that New Day shit. Anything to get away from them throwing pancakes, I'm all for. So let's get
Mm.
That was only towards Corey Graves.
They started throwing them
it.
shits in the fucking crowd too. People were
Yeah,
eating
right.
them.
Okay,
I'm
maybe it's a
real. I'm
bit
sick
much.
of this music.
Maybe it's a bit much when a Big E pulls him out of a singlet. But we know that man's like 80% sweat, 20% baby oil.
I'm crying.
That part's a little bit too much. I'll give you that one.
People were salivating for them joints. Throw it here. Ready to
Bet you
cash.
was eating too. It was like, I
Yeah,
ain't paying $20 for a damn beer. I'll get that instead.
yeah, they was waiting for them things. How'd y'all feel about the A-Town Down Under Awesome Truth match? I personally didn't care for it. I don't want to see these teams together.
I don't know why, but now I
Not
honestly
real. Not
God
at all.
I hope I'm dead wrong with this. I hope I'm dead wrong with this.
Mm-hmm.
As we build the card for Bad Blood, a part of me is very concerned that they're going to piss away a match on Miz versus R-Truth.
Only if Truth goes heel, I'm for it.
It'll be Miz.
I know.
It's good, yeah. And I hope I'm wrong on this.
I want little Jimmy back.
Little Jimmy never left.
He never left. He's somewhere. He watches every week.
He just scared of Abigail.
Man, like I feel like the most entertaining like shit for me Truth was doing while this like little run was with the Judgment Day shit. Like that shit was funny as shit.
I'm glad you brought that up. He might come crawling to help Priest.
Mm.
And that'll be finally when Priest embraces R-Truth.
That's a great call.
Facts.
Snake, I thought you would have hated that idea.
That is
Nah,
though,
you
because
got nah.
JD was
That's a
always
great
fucking.
call. That's a great call.
JD was always fucking with all Truth. They always had that. Like,
Wait. I gotta check my pulse real quick. I did not see that one coming.
Nah. That sounds like something that could definitely happen.
Oh shit!
A-Town, man, they end up picking up the win. You know, I don't really care to talk about this match that much. Like I said, like we seen the little miscommunication between Truth. That's all I'm gonna say. That we seen the miscommunication between Truth and
And
Miz.
and I'm okay with this match because this could set up Austin Truth breaking up again. But as much as we would like to see Truth go down play heel one more time, it's likely going to be the Miz.
Yeah,
I just hope you don't piss us off on Bad Blood.
I mean, you could, and now you do that. You put a See, but then that wouldn't really make sense though. But that's somebody else that could enter the title picture to try to challenge Braun Breaker. That'd be something
What?
just to have him get demolished one time. We seen Miz challenge Gunther.
Don't know. Again, with all due respect to the OG, don't no one want to see R-Truth versus Braun Breaker. I'm sorry.
You said who? You said who?
Don't,
No, no.
don't-
I said Miz. I said Miz. Miz
oh,
versus.
him either. Don't want to see that.
I mean, I think that's a
Now,
more.
I mean, now hold on. No. With Miz, I'd say Braun would have to have the belt for probably 9 to 10 months before he even go down that road.
Okay, like that'd be like a burner match down the road for you.
Almost like a milestone match.
Cause you could like Miz could always he's a former WWE champion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but him being the IC champion for that's one of those moments where you don't burn that out the gate. You got to let that's one of those because of the historical significance. You should probably benefits you hold off on that
Okay.
to try to maximize everything because especially if Miz is going to turn heel, whatever, and Braun's already trying to stay heel, it's not going to work.
Now I selfishly mentioned Braun Breaker's name as a segue because after that match,
But again, if it was going down that road, it wouldn't. Some of that it wouldn't hurt, but you got to figure that one out. You can't just throw it out there.
I respect it. I mean, they kind of did that with him and Gunther. They didn't give it right away. They threw that down the line,
Yeah.
and then they gave us a good story and build as to why Miz could potentially or got a compelling case. So, but backstage we see Braun Breaker getting interviewed. To take his name off that title. Ooh, he was in his bag, low key. I ain't gonna lie. Like he started off a little like humble and all that, and then he picked up and finished. I ain't gonna lie.
No, this me. You know what's good.
Mm-hmm.
Tell you, we are witnessing Brock Lesnar Jr. before our very eyes.
I ain't gonna lie. Like he was talking his shit. Like I wasn't born for this title. This title was born for me.
Talk your shit, young buck.
What? I'm like, all right. I started thinking for like he had me thinking for a second, like, yo, did they make that for him? Like, you know what I'm saying? Just fucking around. I'm like, damn, he talking his shit right now. Owen Hart being in the Hall of
How you
Fame.
feel, Snake?
Yeah, Snake, how you feel about that Braun Breaker? You know what I'm saying?
What, winning the belt?
Nah, you ain't see his backstage
His
segment.
promo.
No, I missed that one.
Yeah, he was talking his shit. I ain't gonna lie.
But I am intrigued to see who is going to be the first challenger. Who we want that Braun smoke? But we said Ilja. Is it gonna be him?
um, honestly, if it's not again, call me crazy. If it's not going to be Ricochet, I can see it being Bronson Reed, and that's probably how they're setting up Bronson getting one over Seth to further establish him as one of the dudes.
Wait, hold up. My boy said Ricochet. I
I'm
thought
not holding
Ricochet was
up.
gone.
I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up hope until he makes that televised appearance. I'm holding on to hope. I'm not giving up.
You know what's crazy? That might not even be far fetched either. Like you might just hit two of them out the park. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Just surprise and pop back up.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie for sure. Braun did do that man dirty last time we seen him.
And he's gonna want that lick back.
For sure.
Can you imagine that pop?
That's
What?
gonna be
And
that's
only.
yeah, that's fire.
Now that shit will be
But
fire.
Ricochet, you see what you see what your old lady's been doing on social media. You may want to hit the weights a little bit. Get on there, Randy or AJ Styles diet for a couple weeks.
Yeah,
You got fight now.
I think Braun Breaker really gonna elevate that Intercontinental Championship just like what Gunther did in terms of the challengers that challenge for that championship. They gotta really be heavyweight contenders. You know what I'm saying? Like you kind of put like, and I'm not trying to say the other dudes can't beat them, but the run that Braun Breaker is on right now, like if you're not really like heavyweight championship material, you never held the belt. I don't think you getting your first belt on Braun Breaker.
On the contrary, I think for the first time in quite a while, they're at an Triple H's at an I don't know phase, but so he's letting shit just fly how it is naturally because he trusts the crop that he recruited and the crop that him and HBK have raised essentially. So all right, we're gonna use this belt as like a guinea pig phase, similar to LNI with the US belt. Let's see
Mm-hmm.
who else is actually on the level we think they're at.
Right. I mean, but that's what
So
it used.
much
That's
like
kind of what it
much
used to be,
much like the early in SmackDown, whatever. Like when SmackDown had Benoit, Edge, Eddie, Ray, and the other guys in the SmackDown Six, a group of guys stepped up, and then they would get the next group up, so on and so forth. We are finally getting back to those days because that's when shit worked. Whether folks were on a vacation or folks were injured, whatever, you still had that belt going, that conveyor belt going,
bro. Like you
and then,
said,
and then it was, and then folks were easily plug and play back, much like hypothetically a Ricochet, easy plug and play.
that shit used to be the beta. We used to see it all the time. Shawn and Razor, Austin and Rock. You know what I'm saying? Rock and Triple H. Everybody that fought for
Triple
that.
H, Scott Steiner,
Yeah, even when you take it back to Ultimate Warrior holding down the Intercontinental Championship. That was the second.
or fast forward to everyone's favorite Royal Rumble 2010. John Cena comes back from knee surgery in like 3 months or something like that.
Randy Orton when he won the Intercontinental. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It was a few, like you said, that used to be the
Triple
beta
H Booker
time.
T SummerSlam about 15 years ago.
Who?
Triple H Booker T. When Booker T was on his King of the Ring, King Booker stuff, he called out the game at SummerSlam and Triple H came back. And that was a very, very big reaction for the boss.
Yeah, so that promo from Braun Breaker was definitely fire to me. The next segment was Damian Priest versus JD McDonough. Now I had issues with this, to be honest with you. I was telling you this on the before we went live. Like my issue with this was it went on a little too long. Like we just had Damian
Very.
Priest dominant performance against Gunther, and now you got the fall guy of the tag team. Like, but when Finn,
JD, as you take his head out of the equation, he's as big as your calf.
Nah, but I thought it was like more like Finn, like nigga, you don't get me. How that my homie? Like you don't
but
like
Well,
you
they
don't
were like, yeah,
yeah,
As
Finn
Finn
like you
said,
don't you know what it is like.
Finn even
You
said,
know what I'm
JD,
saying?
he's the one who wants to play with you.
This is my favorite highlight of the night. This right here. This is my highlight of the night. This match.
And the match was great, but I felt it could have been a couple minutes shorter because JD
I
got a
thought,
lot of shit in.
yeah, I thought JD just got too much offense, and you know what I'm saying. Like I would have liked to see more of a little bit dominant Priest, like we just seen, but I knew it was going to set up for like you saying like Finn and the Judgment Day.
If we're going to have a match like this, Carlito would have made a little more sense.
Like once he was setting up for the South of Heaven, I knew that I knew it was a matter of time. And then we get that moment. Finn comes in, they start the all-out assault on him. I'm not gonna lie though, Damian Priest, he looked like he can handle all of them, right? Like he just started cleaning house. Like then he gets to that moment, he stares down Finn, like, yeah, I got you now. That moment is fire. And then Finn tried to get out the ring, you know what I'm saying? Damian Priest caught him, about to put him in the race. He grabbed him so quick, like he ain't even, you know how you usually got to kick him in the gut to set him up. He just like, nah, get over here. I'm about to power bomb.
His ass.
Yeah, like man, I'm about to raise it. What? Come here. And then Liv with the timely save pulls Finn right off of his back right there. And then the assault happens. You know what I'm saying? All members of the Judgment Day, they on Damian Priest right now. Liv Morgan stomping out Damian Priest.
Crazy. Even Liv Morgan stomping the guy with Dobbs. He getting active already. Come on, Liv is one of the realest.
Bro, that had me in tears. Like, nah, if I'm Damian Priest, like, do you give her a South of Heaven next week, bro? Or like, you know what I'm saying? Do you tell Rhea Ripley, can you do the
Bully
South of
Ray
Heaven?
messed up and has made her living out of putting women through tables.
How many months away from Netflix? But you about 8 months away from South of Heaven. Keep acting up.
4 months to Netflix.
You know what I mean? When we get to Netflix, it's up for you bitches. Pardon my language.
Yo, I'm screaming like, bro, she really started stomping on them. I'm like, nah, she getting busy. Like, say less. Then you hear the music.
HD, what do you bet when Rock goes to Netflix and Liv gets put through a table by a dude? On the spot, Bully will be on Twitter losing his fucking mind.
Bro, he would love it,
I
bro.
promise you.
I think we all would love, like, if we could get past the little, like, you know, we know this is entertainment. We ain't promoting no, you know what I'm saying? Like, sure, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we just having fun. And we get everybody can understand that, then yo, it's gonna be a beautiful, fun moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit gonna
Bully
be
Ray is the only person to put all of his bosses through a table, and ironically, most of them have been women. He
bro,
put Mae Young through a table at 80 years old.
bro, I ain't gonna lie, it ain't nothing that Stephanie ain't do. Stephanie took a RKO and got kissed by Randy Orton in front of Triple H. Right? Like,
Yeah,
you
but
know what I'm saying? It got
09
all that.
Randy was different.
Yeah,
09 Randy was different though. That motherfucker was not real. The term cutthroat did not do that man justice.
yo, Snake,
Cold blooded couldn't even do it justice.
he RKO'd.
Kicked Vince in the head, kicked Shane in the head, kicked Stephanie in the head, kicked Triple H in the head, kicked
Stone
John
Cold,
Cena in the head.
Stone Cold gave Linda McMahon a stunner. Like, come
Like
on,
what?
bro.
That shit was different back in the days. What?
Like,
Oh my lord.
but I ain't gonna lie,
Yeah,
that
but Ona Randy and the infamous Perk Angle, those two were up there.
Let's not forget
They're
what
just
Bubba Ray
different.
Dudley. You know what Bubba Ray Dudley did to Mae Young, I think?
that's what he was
Yep.
just saying.
Oh
Yup,
yeah, that's a
through
classic.
from the stage through the table.
Mm-hmm.
Yup. He was just saying that if they do that, some shit like that, like what you said, they South of Heaven live, bro,
Uh-huh.
through a table or some
No,
shit, they gonna
no,
lose
no,
their
no,
mind.
no, no. If Damien's gonna do it, it's gonna be the Razor's Edge.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
I ain't gonna lie, when Rhea caught JD in the ring, I thought she was gonna hit him with her move. That would have been fire if she
Right?
would have did that to JD. Like,
And I ain't gonna lie, shout out to AJ Francis too though, cause he put Steph the land through the table with the choke slam too. So we seeing this shit. When it hit WWE, it's gonna slap. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, like the moment, bro.
And that's it. Yeah, I think Randy might have been the last one to do it. It's been Randy and Bully Ray.
Mm.
wait, hold on. Did something happen at one of the Royal Rumbles to somebody? That was Randy Orton, right?
Oh no!
Nia
It was
Jax got
WrestleMania.
caught, right?
No,
Oh,
let's
Nia.
probably go through turns for one WrestleMania. Roman Reigns and Triple H hit Stephanie through some tables.
Randy Orton gave Nia Jax an arcade too in the Royal Rumble, I think. Remember when she
Hmm.
entered
Facts, yeah.
the men's Royal
And
Rumble?
then Dolph gave her with a zigzag or something like that, and
They
then
was
she went
violating
six to
Nia
nine.
Jax. They need to put respect on
It,
our
it,
girl.
it was
Like, come
it
on,
was in
bro.
the name of history. God damn it!
On our queen. Like, come on, man.
We ain't seen that since China. God damn it!
She was in both matches that year too, right? If I'm not
I
mistaken.
said like her and China are the only ones before Rhea.
Tough. So yeah, Rhea Ripley music hits. She get down to the ring.
Makes a beeline to Liv.
She got hands on Liv. I ain't gonna lie. The same way Damian Priest ragdolled Finn into the race. She ragdolled her outside into the turnbuckle post. Bow! Hold his there. Bow! She was about to violate her through the table. Dirty Dom.
Whoop.
With the barricade saved. Nice and swift. Like, come here. Got out of there. I'm not gonna lie, like I was already invested into this storyline. Like we've been said, this was the second, potentially the hottest storyline aside from the bloodline, right? And then
Mhm.
Facts.
this just keeps me more invested. I'm not gonna lie, like,
Yeah.
and
But
yeah, we knew too.
Did you see the way Rhea looked at Dom when she realized that he has saved her from imminent death?
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
oh, you serious about this?
he gonna catch a riptide. He gonna catch a
No, no,
riptide.
no, 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 no. Like I've been saying for weeks, she's gonna make that man bleed.
That'd be crazy.
She gonna fuck his shit up. Like we said, she's looking at like everything I've done for you. It's gonna be a whole different scar. Like
I mean, Rhea, you could have treated Dom a little better, man. Could have treated my man a little better, man. He getting chicken nuggets, chicken tenders. Like, Liv is just, she doing, she did right
that
now, man. In
was
need, my boy in need, man.
Word, them chicken tenders look like it had truffle on it. Seen the
with
pictures of them?
different sauces and shit. You saw that?
Yeah, like it had white powder on the tenders. Like what?
You see how my man pulled up? That's called that crack, bro. They got crack wings. That's the crack wings. You know, certain spots they put a little white, like the Zeppos, like the shit that be on
Like,
the Zeppos.
yeah,
You get
yeah,
the
like
Zeppos back in the days. Yeah, they put that
yeah,
on the chicken. That shit they call that crack. But
that shit
real
hitting,
shit. Shout
huh?
out to my niggas from Baltimore and all that. Yeah, for real.
That shit hitting. He was happy with that shit. You seen him like,
Word.
Well, that could have been Cleveland for all we know from that picture. Who knows where
whatever
they
it
were?
was, whatever it was, they was eating good. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, we know Dom was living good that night.
You feel me? After that segment right there, we get Sonya Deville versus Io Sky.
Whoa! It was supposed to
I missed
be
something.
Thunder
Oh yeah,
Deville
you're right. You're
or
right.
the Kai.
They
Yeah,
attacked
what
her.
happened
Put
to
the
that?
palm on her again and fucked up her knee that she's had fucked up for the last 10 years.
Yeah, so is that them writing Dakota offer right now, giving her some time?
Well, who knows? I think that she might be running for a little bit, or this is how they slowly bring Oscar back in. Maybe who knows? Because again,
Yeah,
Oscar's been out for a minute.
yeah.
Okay.
Again, it's damn for the sport. Either way, it's gonna be fine. But we've seen Dakota Kyle shacked up with Eddie Thorpe lately. Maybe they got a little vacation lined up. Maybe they get married. Who knows how long they've been together?
Mm.
Happy for them. Again, we see Meach have a little run with NXT. Maybe she's next. She would do pretty good with that division right now with her expertise. Help a lot
Io
of them with
Sky?
their mic work. No, Dakota Kai.
No. I was just saying like Io Sky filled in for her and shit. So I
Right.
don't know. They might give her that time. Like, you know what I mean? Like it was a lot. Like to me, it seemed like a last second. Maybe it was penciled in already, but you know what I'm saying? We see what they do. Maybe she, one little week, 2 weeks off, be back in 3. You know what I mean? We'll
But
see.
they are trying to build both teams. I see that, but I don't want to put it this way, but I don't know how else to put it. They're gonna have to tell us who is the more dominant one eventually. They can't keep doing the back and forth stuff.
Right, because I see what you're saying. It could be a perfect 3-3 situation where you got Kyrie saying Io Sky and then Oscar. Then it's really like
But you got to establish some sort of upper edge first, like or at least commit to one. Like it can't be, oh, they get matched this week. Oh, they get taken out this week. Oh, someone gets matched this week, and then it's a whole lot of back and forth stuff. Like now that Dakota's going to be out, and now that we know there's just the two of them, let them torment the fuck out of them. Like take Kyrie down too while they're at it. I don't know, but keep Lana Curry out of it. Keep Kaden Carter and her broke nose tag team partner out of it. Just let this be between these 5-6 women and let it build like that, like a proper story should be.
how'd you feel about their match? Sonya Deville and Io Sky.
The match was fine. I mean, like both of them are they're good enough to where it's going to be a solid match regardless. But I'm more intrigued as to where the story develops because again, Dudley's got enough women there, even like NXT, like the match is going to be good. Will it be something special? Not quite yet because they're just planting the seeds. They've all been trained to save some of the better stuff for later. I did like the spot to where you have Io Sky Kyrie sitting on the turnbuckle. Kyrie goes to the same elbow. Io goes to the moonsault.
Mm. I thought they did a good job, like keeping us sharp on EO Scott still. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel they ain't let Deville just run. Like I see they trying to make them dominant, but they just ain't let her run over EO Scott like that. Like so, I was just
Well,
happy
also
with that.
when they carried the Baylor at damage control, Io did kind of promise to the fans that damage control was going to be different or whatever. So now at least there's a plan for both of them. Like I said, whether this they make more women's shows or not, the way this is lining up so far, it's going to be fun to watch.
For sure.
Or at least they're at
After
a point to where they're still gaining positive momentum.
Snakes, you had thoughts on that shit on the Sonya Deville EO Scott match?
Yeah, I'm just like more intrigued. I want to see how they're gonna roll Oscar back into the situation. You know what I mean? I think Dakota Kai been kind of slow since she came back. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you know what I mean. I need to see Oscar back out there.
Yeah, I think Oscar needs to be out there too. She's that fierce competitor. Like out the group, she's the more like to me, she's the more dominant one. She's the on the
Oh,
undefeated
I
streak
mean,
in NXT. Like
we gonna ignore the obvious or no?
on which one?
All three of them have to be Japanese.
Yeah, I mean that
Dakota Kai does feel like the odd woman out because, much like Bailey, I don't know if Dakota Kai is fluent in Japanese, but if she was, why weren't there segments in which Dakota was translating for them in promos? It's just, again, I don't want to say it's a miscast because she could work with their style. It's just, what is she kind of doing there without Bailey and Oscar there? But like I said, that's why I kind of see her. Say if she did a little run in NXT, she could help the current crop out there now while having a fairly dominant run. I see her being back in that title picture over there to give us some more credibility. Maybe have her jump to SmackDown. I don't know, but I'm sure they'll figure something out for her.
I think they're
I
gonna be Dakota Kai. I think like she just need to be
is, is,
separated from them.
is Tegan Knox healthy or is she injured again?
Shit, I don't even know what's going. I haven't heard her name in a
If,
while.
if, if she's healthy and you want women's tag teams, you could reunite Team Kick between them two together. That way you have another tag team for the women's division.
I ain't gonna lie. They should let Shinsuke like run with damage control. He got all three joints with him. You know what I'm saying? And they work something out from there. They could be on some devious time for real. Because he could tap into that real, get them to that. Him and Oscar could really show them that next gear. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, so without making it seem too much like a Yakuza gang style faction, what else would you do with it to actually make it worth
That's
something?
I mean, that's pretty much the route I would go. Like they like a fake Japanese mob style. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they on Japanese gangster time. Especially Shinsuke, like when he was wearing the suits of recent when he was in backstage promos, I
Mm-hmm.
was digging for him. I'm like, all right, he could go somewhere with this.
With the all black fit with the red tie.
Yeah, like he could do something with that. But they just had him doing like more of a it looked like a comic strip or a manga strip, because he's
Yeah.
Japanese. They did stuff like that with him. But I think you just presented
Well,
like normal though, like they just on timing. They could do something with that.
that wouldn't be bad to see.
Hell, you could even slip. That's a way to slip Shinsuke into the Intercontinental picture too, on just being something fresh. Like he still is on Raw, isn't he?
And
He on SmackDown. I think he on
also,
SmackDown.
hypothetically, you then bring in like maybe a Fuji from Japan or from Pro Noah. maybe if they link up with New Japan, you can get like a Minoru Suzuki or any kind of Japanese guys over there that he has ties to further deepen into that. And there's a few things they could do with it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at that. Cause I feel like not everything has to like you see how Metaphor on NXT they got a little mix, right? Like I don't do we got a Judgment Day is the only mix. I feel like they got a girl and then the dude, like a few dudes with them, like you know what I'm saying? Maybe Alpha Academy, but Max don't get busy. Not we see Avi now getting
So
busy. Like
so now say the whole thing with Damage Control Shinsuke becomes a thing. Can we trust the internet snowflakes? You know where I'm going with this.
I don't see how they can't not like it. Like Shinsuke's not doing nothing right now. It'll only be a plus
No,
for him
no,
if he was.
the first thing they're gonna say, the first thing they like to say about the Hurt Business, you're gonna put all the Japanese together, like you put all the black folk together. They're gonna be on that bullshit.
I don't be knowing what people want, right? Like I hear that angle, like that's people gonna say. I just don't be knowing.
My thing is, aside from that one thing being an obvious coincidence, what's wrong with it? If it could work,
I mean, some factions are just built like that. Like
I mean, for better or worse, you had Kai and Tai, you had a lot of resistance from the early days of SmackDown. Uh, Technically, the Nation of Domination.
yeah, like not everything's gonna be we the people with Jack Swag and Cesaro, or you know what I'm saying, just different.
Or was it the League of Nations?
Yeah, like
Or as New Day called it, the League of Booty?
because I remember
But
also
after the,
times they'll put two people together that look like they shouldn't even be in the tag team together. Like I think it was who was Kofi Kingston champion with? Was it Evan Bourne before?
yep, it
Yeah,
was
like
they were Airborne or something like that, or some stupid name.
okay, they was cool. They had great athleticism.
Well, what about then you had Cody Rhodes and Hardcore Holly? That was a strange one at first.
Goldust and All Truth.
Goldust Booker T,
Yeah, that's what I really meant to say. But yeah, both of them actually, right?
William Regal and Eugene, MVP and Matt Hardy.
And I'm not saying I'm not saying
Praise the fuck your niggas said William Regal and Eugene, like wow.
That was they were tag team champions back in the day.
No, but I'm just saying, like that's crazy. Like you brought me back with that. Like, damn, like that's crazy.
Big Show. You had Big Show and Chris Jericho, like Jericho.
Yo, that's crazy.
Did we have Miz and Big Show too, or
Yeah, Big Show was just running the championships with everybody. I think he had Kane, Miz.
no? Kane and Big Show, that was something.
Yeah, that's two giants. Like you had Kane and X
For like
Pac
2 weeks
champions.
for 2 weeks we had Jinder and Great Khali, and then they just gave up on that.
Yeah, like you can't. I mean, like you can either throw shit at the wall and make people happy, or you can't. You're not gonna make everybody happy.
Oh no, do you remember what the fuck was his name back then? The Great Tenzan, and who the fuck was it with them? God damn it, was it Kozlov? The dude that Albert played, that Japanese character that he played his last run on Raw. He was tag team champions with somebody.
It wasn't as easy.
This is what it might have been, but he was champions with somebody a couple of times during his last run. A big ass white guy trying to be portraying Japanese.
Oh, you talk about Albert, not Lord Tensai.
It's the same dude.
Yeah, not him, right? You talk about him, Lord Tensai.
It's the same dude. Yeah, who was he champions with when he was a Tenzan? Oh, Brodus Clay. That's who it
right?
was.
Like, yeah,
It was
like, yeah,
Jesse.
that's right. Then they started making him mad gimmicky. He started like wearing funny shit. That's right.
When you had Ariana and Naomi as a fucking actress still too.
Yeah, they was doing a whole bunch of crazy shit. I mean, I want to see how people really felt when Sami Zayn first joined the
How the
Bloodline.
fuck do I still remember that?
Yeah, that's it. I do now.
I'm mad that I remember it.
Like, I wonder if everybody loved when Sami Zayn first joined the Bloodline. Like, if people knew that was going to be a hit.
I think once he popped the Jay's Not Feeling Uzi line, everyone's like, you got to put him in.
Like, yeah, it's lit now.
Then we started dancing to start talking about Waffle House and shit.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of the Yeet Man, though, we get to that backstage segment. Him and Sammy, man, he's trying to cheer Sammy up. Sammy says he's down. You know, that's why we get the news that he's going to challenge next week. Yeet. Sammy gets hyped. He's like, you know what, though? I talked to Adam Pearce and I got that rematch next week.
Well, but before that, he was kind of saying that no, it ain't good right now.
Yeah,
I can't do that. I don't want to do that right now. Oh, Debbie Downer shit.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Like, the turnaround was quick, though. The Yeet Man got to him. The turnaround was quick. The Yeet Man also delivered some news, too, a little teaser. They can handle some unfinished business with the Judgment Day. He might become double champs.
He's trying to play Captain Save-A-Ho.
Now, hold on. Is both matches for Sami Zayn next week? Like, is the tag team match and Intercontinental match next week? That'd be crazy.
No. There's no tag team match confirmed yet because Sammy said that he got the rematch next week.
Okay.
And then they said, once you handle that, we got some unfinished business over here. And then we got the announcement that we are getting 2 out of 3 falls. This is at least going to be the whole third hour. It has to be. And it's going to be a solid test for Braun because Texas is a hard crowd to please sometimes. But yeah, no pressure, guys.
They're going to show out. They're going to put on a performance. No pressure, though. No pressure.
And I said, I mean, I'd be shocked if it's a 2-0 sweep, but I got a 2-1 Braun. I'd be surprised if it's a 2-0.
I think he sweeps him. Just because then it's going to play more into Jay cheering him up and shit like that. Even if it goes 2-1, it could be the same outcome, Jay cheering him up. But I think either or. Though,
or, I mean, yeah, possibly that. But, I mean, Sammy, he'll probably be like, it was so close.
Yeah. He ain't going to be able, yeah. But Jay going to be like, yo, you can always get that back. Like, he was telling him today, like, yo, you'll get it back. Like,
just help me impress mommy real quick.
But the moment of the night, we get the newly formed.
Oh.
Yep. Hold on.
Oh, no. I wish where you're going, but you're going the right way. All right, continue. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we get the backstage segment. I love this work that they do by them, right? Where they got them backstage and Gable, he's talking his talk. We see them all with the matching singlets. We get the newly formed American Made. That name is fire.
And they got music.
Bro. The crowd, I don't know if it sounded in the arena like a little Kurt Angle-ish to them, but they started the "You Suck" chants. So I gotta listen to the music.
I tried. I caught that too. I didn't hear anything wrong with sound like Kurt Angle. It's just the crowd was like, "Fuck it, you getting the Kurt Angle? You suck. You getting them? I don't care. We're making this work. If it sounds fucked up, You brought this on yourself.
And they kind of didn't though. That's why I'm like, oh, they hitting it. Whatever
Because
his
I had
name.
to raise the volume feed up. I'm like, wait a minute. Am I not? Am I missing something? Commercial play had to replay. Did I miss something?
The only thing, I mean, again, we got to be patient, right, for the rollout of the presentation. I just wish that after naming American Made, they would have kind of gave them a graphic for the name, or like the background just said Chad Gable. You know what I'm saying? So
With the stars and stripes on the name.
yeah, so it's dope to see the direction we're going with them, the matching singlets. But I guess this is the evolution, right? Again, we've been saying it. You can't give everything in one night. This gives us the
Oh,
videos.
that could have been a production error too, possibly.
Could have been, right. Like I'm saying it looked a little weird to me, but I was like, fuck it. We get that presentation of them going to the I'm not gonna lie. I think Ivy Nile with them too would be nice. Like that's what I'm talking about.
Okay, but no, that was on a fine. But what we really hold on for?
Mm-hmm. Talk
Making their debut, we get the WYATT 6. But not only that, folks. Yes, we got the lantern. We also got the rocking chair. And along with the rocking chair, shout out to Code Orange for Shatter. A beautiful song. It was only fitting that on the anniversary of the Wyatt family in this very city, we get the last song held by the Wyatt family themselves.
This is what I've been waiting for.
Sometimes they got to hand out folks or something for them. This was done beautifully. Everyone anticipates something special. Everybody hoped for this song or something close or whatever. But because it was this one, it's like, okay, thank you.
This is exactly what I wanted. Remember, I said it. The piano, I needed the evolution, just like how it used to be, and we've got it tonight. Shatter, and I think everybody loved it. I don't think there's not one person around the world that didn't love that rollout. You know what I'm saying? It was done masterfully, perfectly, in my opinion. We get the actual look of, like we said, this is the in-ring debut. Like this is their entrance. This is what we're gonna see going forward. And I thought, I don't know if how they did that chair work with Uncle Howdy, where like you said, they had the chair up by the stage, right?
There had to have been a second chair.
Like it was something, bro, and it was just done masterfully. You see them sitting there, and they kind of do look like a second chair. Like that chair looks a little bit different than
It had a mask over the right shoulder.
yeah, right. So and then you got Dexter Loomis, Joe Gacy, um, Eric Rowan. They didn't gimmick street us, right? They didn't just completely change their names and try to act like we don't know who these guys are, right? Like that's
And
another thing.
not only that, you had Michael Cole painting the picture. Dexter believes he's Mercy the Buzzer. Joe believes he's Haskins the Pig. Or
That
Huskins the
showed you.
Pig. We know the history with Eric Rowan. He's letting us know stuff that, yes, we want to see the VHS, but he's tying it all together. And that is one of the many things that we were wanting for so long since their debut. Like, what affiliation to Bray did they have? Now we are getting it. We are getting the evolution of the Wyatt family. Because remember, that was a cult. This is the disciples of the cult.
And I'm not
This
gonna
is
lie, I was paying attention to Eric Rowan's like demeanor towards Joe Gacy. I don't know if this is something I wanted to personally like selfishly in my thoughts, but I was like, yo, he's treating him like real, like little bro. Like I see a little Bray in you, like you know what I'm
I'm glad
saying?
you brought that up because even with Joe Gacy and the schism, everybody saw Bray in Gacy. Everybody saw that. He has that level of darkness
And
in
I
him.
don't like that.
And once as my theory is, once as the story progresses, Uncle Hattie will probably reveal Gacy as the first disciple. The second being Dexter Loomis. I predict, and now again, Braun Strowman has publicly stated He's been staying away because he wants that monster buried for good. He knows Bo wants him. He knows Bo needs him. There's going to be more family members added to this. I am excited to see who else fits in this narrative.
Mm.
And the match
It'll be crazy.
is incredible on top of that.
I don't know how you could incorporate Alexa Bliss in there, but also if you have a scenario where you got Nikki Cross.
That's easy. The many stages of Abigail.
Okay. And then you have them challenging for the women's tag team championships, right? At some point. Or they
honestly, this is at a point to where this can go one of two ways. Either they get treated these serious threats where they're being dominant, or this could purely be just solely a tribute to Bray that we get dedicated to every episode of Monday Night Raw.
Well, you know what
I'm okay with either. I'm okay with either or, depending on how they do the latter.
They didn't really from what I remember seeing, they didn't sell anything. Like they were out there.
It seemed like a normal match.
Yeah, and that's what I really enjoyed. But they did seem dominant, though. You know what I'm saying? So they continue that for them. It seems believable.
I was more soaking in a lot of the callbacks immediately from the opening bell. We have Dexter Lumis crawling like Bray would, just on his two hands. We've seen Joe Gacy mimic some of Bray's notions. We see Eric Roman with the tribute to Luke Harper.
We
see the Uranagis again.
Yeah, instead of doing the spider crawl,
he did the
corner. He did the spider. That was fire.
Now, a part of me thought once Rowan hit his choke slam or whatever that you're going to call that, I wouldn't be shocked if down the road Gacy and or Bo comes in and hits his sister Abigail, as almost like as a calling card. But again, there's a few ways I can go about this, and I'm honestly okay with any route that they go with this, as long as they don't butcher the name and the legacy. Like, if it's purely going to be a novelty thing, okay, keep it that, nothing more, nothing less. If you want this to be something serious, I'm interested.
This shit was nasty done, man.
But pick one or the other. Please.
I think I'm gonna be honest too. This is the best to me that I don't know what want to be a prisoner of the moment, but this is the best that maybe all three of them looked in the ring to me. Like obviously we've seen Eric growing for years, but it's been a refresher for him. But the other two,
I can't tell you the last time I saw a Dexter Lumis match. It was definitely sometime at NXT, but I can't give you an actual physical date. I don't know when.
Yeah, it was great to see them get their stuff off out there, and everything was clean, so clean. I thought also just to give Gable his props again, showing his strength. He was able to pick Rowan up for the German.
Mm-hmm.
Every time he nails
that, German.
Every time he nails that, I sit there and I still you know what I'm saying? I still sell it. I sell it.
Yeah. And I wouldn't doubt that he's that strong pound for pound.
Nah, he really because he keeps him up there too for a little second, before he drops him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he knows there's a lot of weight he's moving.
So where do you think we go from here with Gable and this storyline? Do you think he wants the one-on-one match with Howdy, even though he lost?
Unfortunately, yes. But I still don't understand why they never chose to execute on Gable versus Otis.
They still got
because now I feel like it's too late now.
Do you?
Yeah.
You don't even care no more.
What are you gonna do to reignite it? Like, I mean, they could do something to where he takes him back or whatever, and you might get away with that, but that's a very slim chance. It's like you've milked it for so long. It's like this could have easily been Money in the Bank or SummerSlam, and then we're over it. Or just you could try with something else, but there's no reason why this should have drug it as long as it has. And I still feel like it was a missed opportunity not having Dom with his own segment today. Like I said, the
I
second, arguably the hottest story on the card. Nothing against Gunther, but if Dom opens that show, that crowd is fucking on fire.
arguably you could still save that moment for later on in the show, and it'll have the same effect.
Right.
Randy coming out would have been a surprise no matter where on the show it was at.
And I think folks probably would have rather seen this than the multiple in-ring appearances by Priest.
Unfortunately, yeah. Ah.
Oh, we're watching. We are most certainly watching. Sucia.
That's funny.
But as we ended up with the chaos from the main event of the beautiful match of the WYATT 6 featuring American Made, we look forward to SmackDown. The return of the Tribal Chief.
Oh, I want to get into a segment about that. I think I want to hit that while I'm fresh too. So I think tomorrow we could do that too. But yeah, I want. Yeah, cause I really want to get into like us talking about him returning and just more of a deep dive into Roman Reigns himself. You know what I'm saying?
Count me in. Should be fun.
But let's give them a little preview. We got Roman Reigns. They announced Roman Reigns is returning to SmackDown Tulsa.
As Michael was stating, the real Tribal Chief. Everyone knows what it is. The King is back.
They're making me.
Everyone's gonna want to hear what they have to say. This will be at least a 2 million. This could be a 3 million view for SmackDown this Friday for that segment.
That's gonna be crazy.
People joke about the infamous Austin pop. I think the Tribal Chief pop might have surpassed that.
Nah, he doing the man.
Again, you see what his merch sales while we were doing the post show? He did 800K in 2 hours. So on par by the third hour, he was well over $1 million. $1 million in 3 hours. Cash in your pocket. Why can't we have it that easy right now?
Shit. But my overall feeling of this Raw was kind of like what I told you before we came on air, right? I was putting out a theory that even in sports terms, one good quarter, one good inning can outweigh how the whole game. It could change everything. You know what I'm saying? The outcome of the game could be changed off one good, and I feel like, or even 2 good quarters of innings, so forth, right? I think that's what happened tonight with Raw. You remove some things. You remove a Randy Orton surprise. You remove the WYATT 6 actually in ring debuting tonight. It was a standard Raw, I would say. You had other surprises. Bronson Reed on Seth Rollins, Odyssey Jones.
Now, who's to say this wasn't almost like a season premiere of Raw? We have new chapters starting.
It felt like that. It felt like a quote unquote Raw after Mania, no? Like in terms
Hmm.
of these things that usually won't happen after a PLE happening. Big surprises, debuts, a few debuts. Like, I mean, they I think what missed for me was the amount of time that was spent on certain matches. And the reason being because the more important, how you gonna go hour free on the first hour when it's like, yo, bro, fuck that hour. We want the, like the hours that matter, that it should have
Well,
went like, or at least the 30 minutes of the last match should have went uninterrupted.
or again, that first hour, that's probably where you could have maximized with having Donald come out with Liv and then just talking shit on Rhea.
Clean 15-minute start.
Now, again, wasn't mad at it, but again, you want to maximize that crowd's energy. They wanted, you could tell they wanted to get louder, but it's like they wanted a reason to justify going louder, and they could have went a couple different routes to get that larger pop. Like I said, I would love for a crowd stateside to match that energy that France had at Backlash. Certain countries have gotten close. Baltimore's definitely up there as one of the loudest crowds of the year. But who's going to match that France energy?
They've been
But
the
but Triple H,
leader.
what are you going to do to justify the crowd giving such praise?
Mm.
Certain shows you gotta hit those, especially the ones after one of your big four. The Raw to Mania is a big deal. Why can't the Raw to SummerSlam be a big deal? Much like the Raw to the Rumble, the Raw after Survivor Series.
Hell, they've kind of even extended it. The SmackDown after the PLEs, right? You had Tama Tonga debut to SmackDown after Mania.
Mm-hmm.
Just to put that one out there. They've been doing their
Jacob Batu
justice.
appeared out of nowhere, or was that
Yeah.
on a PLE?
No, I think that was that night on SmackDown when they had him in the corner.
That's
Remember they
right.
had Solo in the corner. They thought they had him, and he started laughing. Yeah, that's right, on the SmackDown. Like, and I think that one was maybe before PLE.
Mm-hmm. That was before Money in the Bank.
Mhm.
So again, like the before and after, the go homes, it's okay to make them a little special.
Look, yeah, the before SummerSlam they had the Bloodline win the tag team championships. That was a little special moment. You know what I'm saying?
Certain shows, as crazy as they've been, on certain days, it's okay to go in for seconds because the folks are still living on that high.
Yeah, so I see what they tried to do. I just again the pacing of certain things, kind of like what you said with Damian Priest, right? With the like seeing him a few times. I don't think they needed to push the damage control and Sonya Deville's
No,
fact.
no, that was fine, but Damien coming out to the ring to try to get Finn out, or whatever, and Finn having a little promo afterwards, that didn't need to happen. Uh, Instead, you could have had Priest in the Judgment Day clubhouse, it being gutted or whatever, and then him saying some shit. You cut it, and you don't even have the stuff with JD this week. Instead, you just focus everything else on Liv, Dom, and Rhea.
Right. I felt like it was like in weeks past, we'll see a lot of Judgment Day sprinkled throughout Raw. But this week we seen more of this, like I said, damage control and Sonya, Zoe stuff. I think it was the Lyra match. Like I felt like I think that match bothered me a bit. Like they should have let Lyra win that clean.
I can
I
see
felt
why,
like
but I said that was probably them writing her off of this for good, and then you incorporate whatever we're gonna call this trio versus Damage Control.
And yo, shout out to Nia Jax because on the post conference on SummerSlam, she's a fucking real one. And you know, some things
Lead the
might be
way.
she know, like I'm not saying she alive, but some things may be fabricated, some things not. But she gave Lyra Valkyria her flowers for being a great competitor and somebody she ain't really worked with. And then also Tiffy gave her the credit for why she was handpicked by Nia Jax, which that surprised me actually. Like that's what I say the fabrication. Like I thought that'd be a like Triple H and the writers move, but if they really let Nia Jax hand select who she wanted to rock out with, I'm like that's
Sometimes it's
fire.
just game breaking as game.
Yeah, like that's yeah, like exact, and
Much
that's what I'm
much like in that same press conference, Cody Rhodes touched on the fact that the match him and Roman, it needs to happen because Roman, this is his belt. And he goes, I'm terrified of that match, but it has to happen. Like I have no choice in it. It needs to happen.
yeah, bro. So it's fire that Nia Jax did that, like, cause it's her time right now, but she's still giving these ladies like the head nod, like your time is soon. Like my time is right now, but your time is coming up.
And like we said, we know that Raw, Smack, and NXT, these rosters are deep for the women. They have never been this deep, so there is never enough challengers for any belt. And just think, this is without Shotzi, without Charlotte, without Becky.
Man,
Asuka. Like, there's a lot of heavy hitters missing.
yeah. Now when all of them come back, it's gonna be lit. You got any last thoughts for Raw?
Let's see what kind of chaos pursues on SmackDown.
Yep, my boy Voodoo had done this at 8. Snake said at 8.5. I think for me, I don't know. Like again, it's hard to overweigh everything, but the Wyatt segment bring it up, Randy Orton bring it up. So I might leave it at a 7.5 for me.
It's a 7.58. That's what I was leaning towards. It was
Yeah,
fine. There's stuff that
yeah.
would have made it better. It's just, yeah.
Yeah, like it's 3 hours, you feel me? And like out of 3 hours,
I- if we're comparing this to the Raw for Mania, this is 1,000% better.
hell yeah. That lead up into King and Queens of the Ring was I felt like that shit was a little bit random. And then remember, King and Queen of the Ring, they didn't announce that that shit was for a championship opportunity until the day before the event.
They announced it like the second, third week of it, whatever. I remember them announcing that the winner gets a title shot.
Like, so I'm sitting there like this is a random. We had a bunch of triple threat matches that we was like, damn, triple threats everywhere. Like, then the mention gets laid on, you know what I'm saying? And then we had the weird moments with the Money in the Bank. People just announcing I'm in, and they got to qualify for that. Like, we've passed those
Don't get me
moments.
started on that again.
Yeah, we've passed those moments. I kind of, that's why I like tonight. Again, I don't want to get too crazy, but again, the all truth, awesome truth, A Town Down Under, they had potential to
You
make
really
A
don't like
Town.
that match, huh?
It's because I want to see all of them separate, and you could have used this match to have more dissension between Theory and Wilder, but when they go back to SmackDown, but instead you let them pick up the victory.
Well, I mean, once they announced that they're gonna be on Raw, I kind of knew is because of the Jelly Roll segment. So I was like, nah, whatever. But I thought that was fine. Again, there was a few spots that you could have dubbed the glorified piss breaks.
Yeah, but other than that, though, I look forward to what's going. I don't even know what's going on NXT, but I'll see if I catch it. I love to tap in randomly with NXT. Friday, I'm definitely clear the schedule, folks. Nobody better bother us. Y'all better get your DVRs ready. Tell your boss you got somewhere to be. You know what I'm saying? We here, man. SmackDown, we are coming for you.
I will be catching up on the G1 tonight, so I got all my caffeine in the freezer ready to go,
Yes, sir.
and I predict if my math is correct, as early as tomorrow night we could start seeing some eliminations. So I'll have an update on that on SmackDown.
There it is, chat. Until tomorrow, because tomorrow I intend to bring y'all that Roman Reigns segment. So we shall be back. Peace.